buddy. Let me make sure my audio is... Alright, let me know if that audio is too loud. I gotta let people know I'm live. Okay. Okay. And because because they might be in... how are you doing, Oko-san? How has your week been? Just gonna ping Silva just to see if they might make it to stream tonight. All right. Okay. Perpetually exhausted, but my week isn't going horribly. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. All right, Silva. I wasn't looking at... Normally you're here before I am, Silva. I hadn't looked over. It's been a... Silva, you know half of why it's been a rough day, okay? Alright. You said the week isn't going horribly. Has anything positive happened, or has it just been... The week went by fast, Nekomaji? I know that feeling. Okusen, has anything positive happened this week, or has it just been a lack of something negative? Alright, there we go. Come on, what? So, visiting from college, and that's pretty much made my week. Oh, okay. Is that a good thing, Okusen? I presume that's a good thing? So, I want to share with you a little bit of what's been happening for me in the last like 24 hours. Not even... I'm glad that's a good thing, Okusen. Not even 24 hours. It's just been like the last 12 hours have been hectic for me. So, one of my friends, who I'm not going to name, said that they would give me their old gaming PC. And so I was instantly like, well, what can I afford to do to upgrade it? Because I'm at a point where like I'm confident in my living situation. So looking up the hierarchy of needs, I'm confident in my living situation. I have food. Next stuff is like personal stuff, like self action, like working towards setting, being able to keep up in my path, and to uh, be keep up with my peers before I work towards trying to accelerate beyond my peers. And there's something I have been wanting to get a gaming PC for a long time, right? I have been wanting to get a gaming PC for a long time, and knowing that I'm going to get the chassis of one that just needed upgrades. It just needed some upgrades. That was where we're at. So I did some research on stuff. Now, for this upgrade, because it was a budget, their gaming PC was a budget build 5 years ago, so a lot of these parts are kind of outdated now. But I found that, you know, the case and the power supply, if nothing else, would be suitable, would save me some money, and for like, and their graphics card could be usable as well. It's not the best. It's a 950, so it's technically a step down from my current graphics card. But at some point in the future, I'll get a better one. But for now, this is what I'm working with. And I did some research for cheap budget builds, and I found I found two separate builds. One on this one website, I can't remember the name, and another one on PC Part Picker. One of their suggested builds was for a low-end entry-level gaming PC that uses the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G, because that has built-in graphics, and if you have enough high-speed RAM, then those built-in graphics can go. Some people commented that it can perform on the level of a 950 or a 1050. GTX 950 or 1050. So I was like, great, let's order it. Then I put it together on PC Part Picker, and PC Part Picker is like, hey, you're gonna need to update the BIOS. So then I do some research, find out that the manufacturer I was ordering the board from, they do sell boards that can be flashed without needing a CPU connected. So I'm like, oh, this will be great. It should be fine. You know, I'm not getting a bottom of the barrel board. Come to find out, I was getting a bottom of the barrel board that didn't have the flashback, so I couldn't update the BIOS without a viable CPU. And as this is happening, right, I'm going back and forth with my friend who is going to be assembling the PC for me, because I don't have the tools. I don't have any of the tools or supplies for assembling a PC. So I'm going to have my friend assemble it and send it to me. At some point down the line, I will invest in a set of like screwdrivers. I don't have it. I don't have it, Silva. It's on my to get list. So we're going back and forth, and there becomes this miscommunication of like, well, any you know, mid-range board should have a thing where you can do the flashback and update the BIOS. So I'm like, okay, great. I had gone through PC Part Picker and found a CPU that was a little bit older. It didn't do as good in the benchmark, but I could run it without needing to upgrade the BIOS. And it didn't have onboard graphics, so I would need that graphics card that my friend had. And I put the order in, but I put the order in with, and I paid like an extra $16, $16 and change for a 4-year protection plan. And there was a lot of stuff with having this stuff shipped to the right address that went back and forth with the CPU. Now I just need to wait for my refunds to process. and then I can order the right CPU. And I'm just gonna get the 3rd generation Ryzen, the 3600. No, yeah, the 30 Ryzen 5 3600. It's a Ryzen 5, but it's a 3rd gen. So according to PC Part Picker, it should operate just fine. But when I order it, I'm not going to order it with the 4-year protection plan. So that way, I might get the Ryzen 5, the Ryzen 5000 series at some point down the line. Might pick that up. But yeah, so it's been this back and forth of like, do I get it? Because when I first got it, the CPU had ended up being shipped to my address instead of my friend's address. So I had to cancel that order, and then they had already started shipping it, so that I had to like catch them before it actually left the building. And they'd started shipping it, which means they charged me at like 10 o'clock at night, which was completely mind-boggling. But then I'd put in a new order, but then I found out that, oh no, that's not going to work. And like, this is also one of these situations I can't describe to my mother, because I know my mother is going to be like, once I explain the finer details about the CPU being the problem and how every time I ordered the CPU there was something wrong, so I had to keep canceling it, but it turned out to be in my benefit anyway, that my mother'd be like, oh look, God's looking out for you, God's looking out for you. Because my mom attributes every positive circumstance or thing like that to God's providence, which kind of annoys me because sometimes things just happen. Like when I first ordered the CPU, I had it sent to the wrong address, right? Which I had to cancel because it was going to the wrong address. The second time I ordered it, I ordered the same thing, but then I found out that it wasn't working with the BIOS, so I had to cancel. So, but I canceled that one just in time, and the third one I'd canceled because my friend had told me that they could flash the BIOS, but it turns out I probably should have done that anyway because I didn't need to be spending $16 on a protection plan for a CPU I'm going to be replacing at my first opportunity. So that's been my last 24 hours. I was dealing with that through last night and then into this morning. I got up this morning and was struggling with all of it. And part of me kind of wishes I had just bit the bullet and kept the one that had the protection plan, because then all of the parts would be at my friend's house by Thursday, next week Thursday, and my friend could work on assembly. But I'm just trying to take a breath, because if I get excited and I get nervous, I start rushing, and when I rush, I make mistakes. I overlook things. I don't think things through all the way. And bad stuff happens. So as far as compared to my current laptop, the CPU and the CPU is going to be vastly more powerful. The RAM is going to be vastly more powerful. The motherboard doesn't have as many features, but the chipset is going to be much more optimized. The big feature that it's missing is the motherboard, I found out, doesn't have a Wi-Fi card attached. So I'm just going to need to buy like a $15 or $20 Wi-Fi dongle. And you know what? I'm okay with that. But I'll cross that bridge after I get everything ordered. I'm glad I didn't spend drastically more for a board just to... You know what I mean? The thing that you plug in, that you plug into the USB to connect it to Wi-Fi. Don't at me, Nekomaji. dongle's like a key fob, like it's a thing that hangs, that's like small enough it could fit on your keychain. Dingle dangle dongly dongle. Yes. You just like the term nekomaji? Okay. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey? Yes, Silva. But also, if everything goes according to plan, I should get some money from temporary disability this weekend, and my other friend here in Baltimore where I live is gonna take me to transfer the money from my from one account to another so I can actually have access to it. So after that goes through, I might just order the correct CPU on Monday and then have everything arrive sometime within the next few weeks, and then just patiently wait for my refunds. Just patiently waiting for it all. Yes, if I had the doctor screwdriver, just sonic the computer and make it better. Now, the graphics are going to be worse than my current graphics by a decent margin. My current gaming laptop has a 1070. I'm going down to a 950. The thing is, I think a 950 should still be able to run all the things I need to run, and I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm not getting 1070 performance out of my my GPU, because whenever I play games, my GPU isn't what gets hot, it's my CPU. And I think that my GPU might, if not be dead, be damaged, and that I might be running off the integrated graphics of my CPU. So that's actually part of what finally motivated me to do this, was realizing I'm probably running on my CPU's integrated graphics. So it was time. This was something I needed to do. I'm hoping that with the cooling solutions and the cooling options I'm going to have with a full-sized PC, that I can push my system a little bit hard. Like, there are so many games I want to play, like Warframe, that I can't because they overheat my CPU, even on the lowest settings. So what good is a 1070 if I can't use it? You know what I mean? What good is, you know, my Intel Core i7 if I just can't use it? Also, I'm hoping this means that I'll be able to do more video editing, since that was something I used to do a lot more. Just know if I guess I'll plug this now as well as later. If you ever feel the need to donate to improve the stream or improve my life, if you ever feel motivated to do that, there are links for that in the description. Any donations are obviously appreciated to help with this expense, because this time it will be directly linked to improving the stream, because I still have to get a camera. In order to control my VTuber, though I use VMagic Mirror, so I could just do it with my mouse and keyboard. So that's a possibility to do till I get a camera. I also got to get a keyboard. The people I'm staying with said they have some spare screens, the monitors that I might be able to use. So I'm hoping I won't have to buy a monitor, but that's definitely a possibility. So my last 12 hours have, oh, coming up on 24 hours now, have been filled with excitement, terror, regret, lots of regret, and lots of anxiety. And then, yeah, monitors are really expensive. But yeah, so like there's been a lot of regret of like I should have done more research, I should have done more stuff to prepare, but I didn't. Which it is what it is. We're here now. Whatever I feel like, whatever I'm doing, we're here now, you know. So I just gotta push through. I'm hoping this will motivate me to do more stuff because I'll be able to actually game. That I might do some actual gaming streaming. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to do VTubing, game streaming, and streaming a game while running my avatar, like all of that stuff. Anyway, that's what's been going on. And also, like, I was moving stuff around because one of my friends I live with just got a bicycle yesterday. They got a bicycle, and apparently it's a really expensive bicycle, and they wanted to move it down here to the basement. So in order to get it into the basement, we had to spend today moving stuff in order to be able to be able to open the basement door wide enough to fit the bicycle down. But my friend kept getting like either distracted or something would happen that would slow down our progress. And it ended up taking all day, and I was supposed to play some Yu-Gi-Oh with my friend. That's true. I could take some PNGs of my character and switch to being a PNG tuber. That's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Good looking, Nekomaji. I'd have to look into how that works, because I don't know if you have to go through Discord or how you do that, but there's a way to do that. I know there is because people do it all the time. Well, I'm glad that you all have been having a good week, even if things have been stressful. And I'm glad to be here. Like, yes, these are stressful situations. These are frustrating times. But I'm finally working on getting a gaming PC, something I've told myself I was going to do for a long time. And I'm finally here. So yeah, that's one thing they do for collabs, Nekomaji. But there are some people who do that as part of their regular streaming, even when they're by themselves. Anyway, I've been babbling on for about a half hour now. I think it's about time we get to get to what we're doing tonight. Okay. All right, so now let's look at 3929. Okay. So the word count right now is 3929. Let's do a quick recap of what's happened. I'm not reading the whole thing like I did last time because that took forever and was just a lot rereading all of my work. In chapter 1, we is titled "A Day in the Life," or just another day, and it follows a day through the life of our protagonist Hazel Adelia. I did spell that Adelia, right? Yeah, Adelia, which I never use the last name, so he just goes by Hazel. Where he finds out the world is ending in this plant-filled world, going through having to go to work even at the end of the world. Two of his co-workers, Jimothy and Jeremiah, refuse to come into work. So one run from each of them gets shifted onto Hazel's delivery run because he pilots an airship and does local deliveries. I've been watching a bunch of Treasure Planet clips recently, and it's really been inspiring me, and I've debated making changes to the airship scenes, but I'm not sure what I want them to look like yet, because part of me has been really inspired by the solar sails, because I don't know if you've seen Treasure Planet, but in Treasure Planet, all of the ships have these solar sails that collect energy to feed into the engines that power the ship, right? And part of me's been like, what if the ship is like one big plant, and the sails and wings are giant leaves. Yes, there's the solar sail surfboard too. Nekomaji. So part of me is like, what if the sail and wings of the ship are giant leaves that are collecting sunlight? And then actually I wouldn't need to change that much. If we say that the wings and sails are not just the regular sails, they can pull double duty, being sails but also being giant leaves that are collecting sunlight, and then it's a mixture of the sunlight from the sails, the photosynthesis from the sails, and also the algae that I said is stored in vats to propel the ship. So it could say that the solar, we could do that. There's no reason we can't do that. Now we gotta make some changes. Hold on. First, let's go to the notes. Okay. Yeah. motor. I kept getting commercials about them, as some states had commercials that were like, we will pay to have them install and blah blah blah. Print speed talk. Yes. Fine print. Yes. Unskippable ads are evil. Okay, so let's sales on wings of giant leaves that collect solar energy. They perform photosynthesis and the products of that. Now let's double check. What does photosynthesis produce? Use sunlight, water, carbon dioxide to create oxygen and a form of sugar. Okay. So it produces the glucose. So we'll say the glucose mixes with the algae as part of whatever mystical processes. Power the motor. I'm not going to fully define the motor because I want there to be some things that are mysterious. Some things just work. Like if I knew how to design a plant-based solar powered motor for real, I would just go make one. But I don't know how to make it, and I'm a writer, not an engineer. As much as it pains me to admit that. So now all right, so it checks the sales. Okay. Okay, so this part here. This part right here needs to be edited. All right, so let's fix this. Mm-hmm. Oh, this also needs to get to part of the check. Algae and glucose vats to fuel the motor. So, all right, so we put that there. So we'll say he starts with a set amount of algae, with a set amount of glucose. Oh, maybe the glucose powers the algae and allows the algae to photosynthesize inside the motor, expanding somehow. I pressed the button and the algae and glucose mixed as they poured into the motor. There we go, turning a knob. Okay, there we go. I think it's beautiful talking about how it catches both the sun and the wind. I never said anything about the wings. Photosynthesize. For the motor, I believe it's glucose. Glucose, yes. Okay, it is glucose. Got it. Sails and wings photosynthesize to produce more glucose for the motor. This feels kind of clunky because it feels like there's more exposition when this was supposed to be a smooth thing, talking about how the sails pull him forward. I don't need them to know that it feeds into the glucose. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. Something smooth like that. Once he gets to cruising height, he flips the switch and the sails and wings unfurl, catching both the wind and sun and propelling the ship forward. Okay. The viewer doesn't need to know that the wings and the sail produce the glucose that mixes with produce the glucose that feeds into the motor. They don't need to know that. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so what happened? Hazel goes on his adventure. He stops at one of his normal stops, which you see is a clothing depot, and he tells his story about how he saw a griffin and it was able to lead the ship he was on to safety. But nobody else saw the griffin. And he believes griffins are real and he's constantly searching for them, to the point that he's become ridiculed because he refuses to believe that they aren't real. And he clings on to this core memory from his childhood and believes that it is an important thing that he discover why no one else has seen a griffin. But then we get to the two new stops. The first stop is a coffee shop called Faye's Coffee, which is the stop he got from Jeremiah with a G. And that's the one that's secretly a hub for the rebels. And there was the whole thing where he found out that their coffee was made by being partially digested, which makes it an animal product, which he is not licensed to transport. And he sees this corruption of like these unlicensed animal products being sold, and he's just a cog in the machine being used for it. And while he's so ready to run out and report these people because he feels so offended, his sense of justice and professional integrity has been so offended, but then he realizes the government just announced this morning that the world was ending. So if the world is ending, what does it matter? And that kind of brings him up short. And what did I say his name was? You? Yeah, you explains to him that, if he has some that he and a few others had seen this coming, and that if Hazel wants to get more answers, he should come to the meeting that they're having that evening where he can express his feelings and also get answers to his questions. The readers don't know yet, but this is a rebel. This is a rebel hub, and that meeting is going to be a recruitment for the rebellion. And then he got to his last stop of the day, the one from Jimothy to the Capitol building. And that rocks him because he sees all the people protesting outside and starts to really question if he's doing the right thing. Like, should he really be here at work doing just this normal stuff, acting like there's nothing wrong? Or should he be protesting and taking some activity to try to save the human race? When he got inside, he had a conversation with an older dock manager who talks about the miracle grow that they have, the miraculum, which, okay, I admit, it's literally just Latin for miracle. It is the MacGuffin of this. It is one of the primary MacGuffins of this book, of this story, and I named it literally Miracle. Don't at me. And it ends with, as he's flying away, he hears one of the protesters yelling, "Why are you still serving a government that wants you dead?" Which is a question that rocks him because he doesn't know how to answer it. Have you never heard that phrase before, Nekomaji? Don't ping me, don't at me, don't tag me. So, yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, started trying to write the start of this, which was, oh, well, it's a thing people say whenever they don't want to be called out on something. When they're like, "This is the hill I'll die on. Don't at me, don't tag me, don't ping me." Anyway, I guess I will read what I have so far for chapter 2. After returning to Airshippers, Hazel was in a bit of a... Thanks, Nekomaji. Did you get a chance to read it for yourself? I hope I didn't ruin it with these additions about changing up how the ships work. You said it's raining really hard there, Silva? Are you having trouble hearing me? Yes, chat will do it if I... Oh, just a heads up in case you disappear. Gotcha. Oh, you read it while it was on screen? Okay. Well, I value your input, Nekomaji, and I think it was a good chapter, and I'm hoping it'll serve as a strong start. I know I could write things out of order, but I'm kind of going to take the fan fiction route and write everything one chapter at a time. So, or at least release everything. I guess fan fiction writers can write things out of order. They just release them one chapter at a time. Okay. So this part right here, I have questions about. I don't know what to do with, and I want your input. So let's do this. Chapter 2, the meeting. After returning to Airshippers, Hazel was in a bit of a daze. He had so many questions, and seeing all those people protesting just gave him another one. Should he have been protesting? Should he be doing more to save humanity? Spot any griffins today, Hazel? Someone called out. Oh, you want it to go all night long, as heavy as possible with all this thunder? Why? Will the rain and thunder sounds help you sleep? Okay. Spot any griffins today, Hazel? Someone called out. Hazel was jolted from his reverie. That's also true. Very calming stuff about a good thunderstorm. Hazel was jolted out of his reverie. He waved his hand at them, dismissing the question. Hazel, how were the new stops? Fern asked, appearing suddenly. They're great, Fern, but I have to go, Hazel said as he pushed past her. He rode his bicycle home and then to the nearest air taxi station. So this is where it gets interesting. I'm envisioning that there are like these, like, imagine like bus stations where you can go and get a ride. Like, it's essentially an air dock for small craft that aren't as big as a full-size ship, so like a dinghy, kind of, and that it will take you to another stop. I guess I could have it that, like, this might be something I expand upon. But yeah, so the air taxi thing I might play with. I might just say that, like, everybody, like, So I was thinking of it kind of like a taxi, but instead of taking you to the person's house or to the destination, it takes you to another stop. But now that I'm thinking about it, there's not really a reason. If it's a small enough dinghy, because I'm thinking like the whatchamacallit, the gondolas in whatchamacallit, Venice, going through the canals. Every area has its own dock, and then you just flag down a gondola. That's what I'm imagining, right? And the gondola doesn't take you to like the front door of the place you're going to, because that's not viable, but it takes you to the nearest dock where you can get off and walk from there. So that's what I'm thinking. Does that make sense? Because not every place is going to have a dock that's going to be taking the people coming in and out. Yeah. But now that I'm thinking about it, it might be better if they were just buses. If they were just buses that go to regular routes, where like you go to the stop, you figure out which bus you want, and you get on the bus, and the buses go on a regular route. That actually would be more economical, but that might need to be bigger. I want them to be really small, like a little dinghy, a little speedboat. That can seat like the driver and maybe up to 4 people. But yeah, a better version of a people shuttle. What is a people shuttle? Is that an actual thing? Googling it now. Like outside airports that take you short distances, also from casino to hotels. Okay, it's like a little, like the short, like the shuttle bus. Yeah. Anyway, so he's outside the air taxi service, outside the air taxi station. He parked his bicycle in a numbered parking spot outside the air taxi station. He stood outside the station, looking at the map, trying to decide which station he should ride to when Fern appeared. Hazel, what's going on? You raced off without saying anything, and now you're getting an air taxi somewhere. Did something happen today? She asked, concerned. Her usual bright and happy face turned into a mask of concern and distress. I don't like concern there twice. There we go. Worried. Her usual bright and happy face turned into a mask of concern and distress. Hazel realized that he couldn't hide anything from Fern. The two of them had been friends since childhood. They had worked every job together since they started working. They attended flight school together. They knew each other. One of the extra stops, Fayek's Coffee, said something that got me thinking. And what was that? Fern asked, her face softening. Actually, I need to figure out how that's pronounced. If that's Fayek's or if that's... Or if it has another pronunciation. No facts.
Fakes.
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 Alright, so I got 4 audio samples that I just listened to. 3 of them say fakes. 1 of them says fakes. Fakes. So I'm gonna call it fakes, which is even funnier if... That's even funnier if the Rebels, like, front organization is named Fakes Coffee. Okay. One of the extra stops, Fakes Coffee, said something that got me thinking. Hazel shared, and what was that? Fern asked, her face softening. They said they had seen this morning coming. They knew more about what was going on. They said that they were having some kind of meeting or something tonight at their store, some kind of place where people can share their feelings about the news and get their questions answered. Hazel started talking faster as he went. His panic was rising. He was terrified what Fern would say. He didn't know if she would judge him, call him gullible, or say any doubts that were already floating around in his head. Breathe, Hazel. Just breathe, Fern said. She moved her hands in a calming gesture, trying to simulate breathing in and out. You have questions, everyone does. Heck, even I do. And you're going somewhere to try to get answers. That's okay. You don't have to prove anything to me. You do, however, have to take me along. As Hazel breathed in and out and felt his panic beginning to subside, something began to fall into place in his head. Wait. You don't live anywhere near here. Did you follow me? Hazel asked, astounded. Of course I followed you. What are friends for if not to chase you down when you're acting weird? Fern lightly punched him in the shoulder. So I wanted to acknowledge how Fern got there. I didn't want Fern to just have mysteriously appeared out of nowhere in this place that is not near that she apparently has no connection to. That just I didn't want her to just randomly appear and just so happen to have bumped into Hazel. All right. So let's start writing. The goal tonight, so we're starting at 39:29. Goal tonight is to get to 9 plus 4 is 13. 43:29. That's tonight's goal. Hopefully we'll shoot past it. How do I pronounce absurdity? Oh, A. The absurdity of the situation finally getting to them. So there's a sentence I'm trying to do and I'm not sure how to put it. So I want to say that they looked odd. I want to express this idea that they just look really weird laughing in the middle of the sidewalk on the day that the apocalypse was announced. Laughing with joy on the day the apocalypse was announced. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use the standard cardinal directions of north, east, south, and west, even though I know full well that this society would have alternate versions of those cardinal directions, alternate names for them. But I cannot be asked to come up with that, so I'm just going to use familiar cardinal directions. So here I wanted to show some of this is not so writing smart people is hard. Writing geniuses and writing tacticians is hard. But this is one thing where I wanted to give a glimpse into this, not this thinking ahead, this foresight kind of mind for this different kind of thinking that Hazel does. Your average person looking at this will say, okay, we're going to this location. Here's the nearest stop. We get off at the nearest stop. Hazel looks at this and says, they said they're having a meeting. There's going to be a bunch of people there. If they're offering answers, there's going to be a lot of people looking for answers. So that first stop is going to have a bunch of people, and it's going to take us forever to get offloaded at the dock, at the air taxi station. So he says it's faster to just go to another nearby stop that's not as close and just walk the distance. I know it's not much. I know that it's like the bare minimum, but I wanted to reflect some part of this idea that this person is extremely dangerously intelligent. How many words have I written so far? Jeez, we are chugging along tonight. We are moving super slow. That's true. Hey, that's true, Nekomaji. You wonder as the viewer why characters are so dumb. Yeah, it's hard to write smart people. It's kind of like, I think writing smart characters, writing smart people is like emulating a console. You have to have far more power to far more performance capabilities than what than the person that you are trying to write in order to write for them, to write them challenges, and to write them being able to overcome those challenges. Yeah, and I don't want to do that if I can avoid it. Mm-hmm. How do you spell bioluminescent? Is it a hyphen word? Yes, there are. BIOLUMINES. Okay, so I did have it right. I want to make sure I have it right before I add it to the dictionary. Okay, that was minimum level exposition. But it was still too much. Okay, now let's trim this down. Yeah. Okay, so this said all of that same stuff as the exposition, but I told it as the story was happening. And this is a big challenge for me because as a dungeon master, I am an exposition machine. I give exposition dumps. That's what you do. You exposit what the players discover from their perception check. Introducing even a child at Fred is hard since you want to say all the connections, but not always good. Sometimes you may end up saying the same thing multiple times, but in different ways. Yes, I've noticed that as well, where I start getting circular and I'm expressing the same idea through multiple facets. This also makes me wonder, how do they fly around in the evening or at night? Yeah, I know that feeling, Nekomaji. Can plants photosynthesize from the moon? Hold on. Okay, moonlight cannot trigger photosynthesis. Okay. Well, that brings us to an interesting situation of how do they fly at night? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you want to know. You just got to know. Yeah, there's something special about discovering things one piece at a time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're a contradictory person who likes contradictions, but you also don't like them because you're a contradictory person. Is oversized not a word? Hold on. No, oversized is a word. Okay. I don't have to explain why there's an oversized glucose tank. It's incredibly intimidating, speaks in a calm tone, but it's actually very nice, and looks like they should be tall, but it's actually short. Oh, okay. I think I have something. I have something here. I have something here. So, hold on. Okay. So algae can eat glucose. Okay. All right. So let's get to the notes. We're turning this into a problem. Kind of. You know what? You might be onto something there. Nekomaji, you're right. But like, I don't want to take away the limitations of the world. That's part of that's part of the specialness of it, right? Okay, so my theory here, my thing I'm going with here is that what we're working with, because it fits, is that because the glucose can be produced quickly by the wings and sails, the glucose acts like a filler in order to extend the limited amount of algae, which in order to grow that fast enough to be useful, you would have to feed the algae more of the plant food in order to get more of the miraculum, in order to get more algae. So it acts like a filler, which means these nighttime ships would just use more algae. They would just have a shorter operating life, and they can't go very fast or hold very many people. What you got, Nekomaji? Yeah, that's definitely something I've thought about doing. Yeah, they just make a wiki. Yeah, because then you have someone to explain it to. Yeah. So like I know that that is a very useful literary tool, but I am intentionally not using it, which is really dumb. Mm-hmm. This is a cheap way to do it, but I'm gonna have Hazel oversharing about this. Yeah, that's true, Nekomaji. So, I want to minimize my exposition because that's a very common issue with these things. That's why sci-fi. That's one of the reasons sci-fi fantasy stories get so long, is because there's so much exposition. So I turn the exposition into dialogue. Having Hazel as a professional airship pilot remark to Fern, who is also a professional airship pilot, about how amazed he is that these things can fly and how expensive it must be to operate them. Mm-hmm. All right, now for the name. Let's do it. All right. All right, I need 2 numbers, both of them between 1 and 6. Let's see what we name this air taxi pilot. Time for some audience participation. 1 and 5. Silva, did you want to contribute any numbers? I don't know if you're still there. Might be off playing Final Fantasy 14. Okay, Nekomaji. All right, going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right, so we're gonna press this generate button once, and we're gonna take the 5th one and make that the name of the air taxi pilot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hubert. Which is funny because that's named after probably the person who discovered it. Hubert. Schubert. Okay. Negi is a classic name for onion, by the way. Oh, that's interesting. I want to play on this meme that like Uber and Lyft drivers are usually like well dressed and like have clean cars and everything. So this idea of this ship, this tiny ship, being super clean, and even though people are getting in and out of it all night long. Maybe Nekomaji. Probably. So that just gives you an idea of how small the airship is. It only seats a few people. Let's see how many words we're up to so far right now. We've got 300 words. I need at least 100 more words. Okay. This might be one of my slowest nights yet. A rickshaw. What's a rickshaw, Nekomaji? Oh, an Asian type of carriage. Okay. Okay, Silva. Okay. Oh, that has ancient ones as well, and modern ones. Oh, I see. There are even bicycle ones. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much, Nekomaji. That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. So what do I have them do? If I'm not going to have them do anything on the walk over, then there's then I might as well just skip to the start of the meeting, you know? Destroy all social programs left by the old regime. Think it's faster to destroy 90% of humanity and start over from scratch, building society as they see fit. You announced from a raised platform in the back. Is it the back or the front? Like, I think it's the back. It's the front of the crowd, but the back of the store. Oh, that's better. All right, we're at word count right now. Let me save what I have so far. Okay. So far, chapter 2 is 947 words. And with the changes I made to chapter 1, three, 4, 7, 6. Okay. So just do some quick maths here. That brings a current total. Carry the 1. 12, carry the 1. Okay, so we're up to 4,423 words total. I got to do it this way because I don't want to count these words of like the chapter name and stuff. 4,423 words. Okay, and I'm about a third of the way through chapter 2. All right. Ah. I'll get a couple more words in. Actually, what do you think, Nekomaji? Should I end it here? I'm already tired. It's a really short night. Don't let crank out more words. Yeah. But I got the 400 I was looking for. Yeah. Ended early tonight. Well, the thing is, part of this is also pushing myself a little bit to write every day. Like, even if I'm not like feeling 100%, just crank out 200 words, right? Because one of the things that used to get in the way was I would be like, well, I want to be in the right mental state, want to be in this ideal mental state of well-fed. Well, that's why it's only 200 words. The idea is you write this, like, if you're feeling tired, just crank out 200 words and call it a day. Because if that 200 words is bad, it's just 200 words you have to edit. Yeah, since today I did like 476 or something. Plus I edited some stuff in the back, on the back end. Yeah, I think it's kind of a little bit different, Silva, because like with writing, I can say I'm only going to do this many words, but like with your painting, like there's a lot of setup and a lot of like effort involved just to get started, and I can see why you'd want to do more than just paint a single finger on your mini or a single gun barrel. That's true. You can do that, Silva. That sounds like a plan, Silva. Okusen, that's actually like that's really deep and profound. That is surprisingly deep. Like there's this thing about like when you have ADHD, right? Some days you have good days when you can be productive and you can do lots of stuff. And other days you just don't. Especially like I guess I know my ADHD is extreme. I know that like the whole energy and exhaustion side is really bad for me. But like you do want to take those days when you can work and run with them, not too far because you don't want to burn yourself. Well, Nekomaji, if you ever want to share what you're working on, the character backstories or things you're designing, you're welcome to share them on Discord. gonna transition to this. The thing is, today is not a day in which I have a lot of spoons. I started today tired. I have been dealing with a lot of big anxiety-inducing decisions today. And I almost set myself up for like a chargeback of unpaid funds. I was a hair's breadth away. I was one button click away from initiating a transaction. Here, Nekomaji, what you got? Today, I was one button click away from initiating a transaction that would have had a chargeback fee because it would have bounced because there wouldn't have been enough money in the account. Rice and cow, what's that? I don't eat beef. What's this? You making reference to Silva's beef bowl that he's always going on and on about and describing to anyone who'll listen, and anytime he mentions cooking whatsoever? Oh, what's the song he annoys you with, Nekomaji? Silva, what are you sending me on Discord? Why are you sending me messages? Oh, something from Kid Muscle?
You run, McMahon's gonna run you right off of this planet! Hey, it's not that I'm scared, I really am hungry. Can I get a snack? Yeah, but just make it snappy. With my rice, I like to have some cow, cow, cow. If it makes him happy, he'll fight better now, now, now!
Okay.
It's my favorite form of chow, chow, chow! Wow, wow! Eat now! Enough of that song!
Okay. Did it play that for you guys? It shouldn't have. Did you guys hear that audio? Oh, it did. Oh. Here's so. Is it back to the regular audio? I got used to inflict psychic damage. Oh no. Oh, the fact that I've never heard of it means that Silva only annoys you with it. That might be your like. That might be your like friendship thing. That might be some. I don't know what to say. Some unhealthy way of expressing care and closeness. Yes, Nakomaji, you did bring this up. You did bring this upon yourself. Hmm. Oh gosh. Oh, you were Okusen. What songs were you binging? You never realized how bad fighting. Oh, okay, Okusen. Oh, is that Chippendale? Is that the Chippendale theme? Silva? Yup, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I don't know how to feel that as soon as you did the first part, I instantly recognized it. Race cars, lasers, airplane, it's one of my friends I live with is all about nostalgia and talking about old cartoons and things from the past. But like they never talk about like the Disney cartoons. They're always talking about like the Fox Kids or the WB cartoons. But Disney had some gems. Yes. Didn't he have a show? And wasn't there a Tarzan show too? I feel like there was a Tarzan show. Oh yeah, look it up. Oh, whoa. Hold up. I just realized I somehow full screened. Hold up. Yep. Okay. All right. F11. That's what I pressed. Okay. All right. I accidentally did some weird full screen stuff with OBS, and I couldn't find where any of my buttons were. That's really interesting, Silva. I was just watching a video before stream about Treasure Planet and how after Treasure Planet flopped, Disney closed down their 2D animation studios. Or no, they closed down, what was it? Some 2D animation process they developed in order to meld 2D and 3D animation. Treasure Planet was a criminally underrated movie. Like, Disney should not have released it on the same weekend as Harry Potter and Santa Claus, and it should not have been released during Christmas. That, like, there's nothing about that movie that screams Christmas. Yeah, Atlantis, I liked the show. I liked the movie Atlantis because of its interesting tech. And wasn't there an Atlantis TV show? Didn't they get an Atlantis TV show? Oh, they made a pilot for it. Interesting. Oh, that's quite sad, Silva. Yes, Gargoyles. Gargoyles was legendary. Oh, Gargoyles had a King Arthur? I don't remember there being a King Arthur in Gargoyles. But it was also so long ago. Oh, in like season 3? Okay. I only vaguely remember bits of Gargoyles. I remember liking it in the beginning. I thought it was really amazing. Yes, I think I remember Puck. I think I remember Puck. I'm listening to me yawning. Hope I'm not making you all yawn. Ah. So, let's talk about what's coming next. Yeah, we're all biased. We all think that the cartoons that came out in our childhood were the absolute best because they were designed for us. So, in the coming weeks, what's gonna be happening? Well, the new DuckTales was fantastic? Okay. On Monday, I'm gonna be doing another stream. Probably be another writing stream, just because I'm really on a roll with this. Oh, what's the quote, Silva? I do still need to finish Final Fantasy X too. I still need to finish whatchamacallit, I need to finish. Oh my gosh, yes, they could get away with so much stuff in Animaniacs. I need to finish The Legend of Dragoon. The problem is Uncle Scrooge, voiced by the 10 Doctor, says, okay. Well, you have to go get the quote. Yeah, Legend of Dragoon. I still have to finish that. I put that on hold to play Final Fantasy X. I never finished it. I was like at the tail end of disc 1. Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because there's only one actual Dragoon in the game. Well, technically 2. You got Lavitz and Albert. Oh, you never once played it? Okay. I haven't finished it. Didn't finish any of those, Okusen. It's a long game. It was like it was like 4 discs long. Yeah, I can see that, Okus. I can see that, Nekomaji. A lot of stuff's gonna depend on what happens with the gaming PC. If I get the gaming PC, I'm gonna be doing. I might have to, like, in a month or 2 months, whenever I get the gaming PC, I'll probably take some time off, and I'll probably skip a couple streams in order to get all the setup going. But I guess I wanted to gauge some stuff with you all. How are you all feeling about the writing streams? Like, I've seen a lot of engagement. I've seen a lot of you coming in, sharing stuff, and I'm really enjoying them. Like, this feels like, so whenever I make content, I want to feel like my content is contributing to my viewers' experience, like it's actually something enjoyable and contributing to the world. And I think that writing and storytelling is something that I do well. And I can share that in the form of writing streams. Oh, okay, Nekomaji. What game is it? And like when you play a game, you're sharing someone else's story, but then if I'm writing a story, we're crafting one together. And that... Oh, you got the quote, Silva? Okay. And that just feels like I'm bringing more to you, the viewer, than if I... You're screaming about... Aw, that's adorable, Silva. Drive each other crazier than anyone could and still care about each other more than anyone. You're not friends, you're family. Aw. Because it's not just me writing. I'm not just sitting here writing. I like to take... Is it like... Do you enjoy it whenever I take input, I ask questions, I share my thoughts, feelings, and doubts? Star Ocean 2, the second story. Technically, every Star Ocean is self-contained. Oh, that's interesting. That reminds me, I still need to finish the Xeno games. So I was partway through... Oh gosh, what was that old one? The first Xeno game. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you need to play the games in order to understand the anime, Nekomashi? Oh, you didn't like the anime? That's interesting, Silva. Oh, so was the anime accurate in all the wrong ways? Like it showed all the things that people didn't like about the game? No, I've never played Star Ocean. Wasn't Star Ocean like an MMO? Oh, it's an RPG? It's really good. Is it on PC? Hmm. The fairly old games. So like, I have weird feelings about emulation because like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder how graphically intense it'll be. I know my laptop can't run it without getting overheated. But PS3 era? Okay. So Like I know there's the thing about like I could just emulate it, right? Because I'm emulating Legend of Dragoon. But like I've bought Legend of Dragoon like 3 times. Uh, each is self-contained, so you don't have to play any of the earlier ones in order to in order to understand what's happening. Are there themes and like is it like Final Fantasy where each numbered one is different? So they're all self-contained universes? Or kind of? Like, do the newer games just like make references to some things from older games, but it's not like a mandatory thing that you need to know in order to interact with the game? Mm-hmm. Hmm. 1 and 2 are SNES era. 3 is PS2 era. Okay. Did that game have like an online version, or am I thinking of something else? Am I thinking of something completely different? Uh-huh. How's the combat system? Because like I'll be honest with you, Final Fantasy X-2's combat system, not a fan. I'm not sold on it. I'm not a fan. Their job system for like where you have to level up everything individually in order to use it. And the only way to level up is through extensive. So like, I was explaining this earlier. I've bought Legend of Dragoon like 3 times. My last purchase was on the PlayStation Network, so if I ever was able to regain my old PlayStation password and regain access to my PlayStation Network account, I could show that I purchased it. And that makes me feel better about emulating, but I don't feel super great emulating a game I've never bought. Does that make sense? Now, if it's a game that there is no way to buy, like an SNES game, nothing complex but nostalgia, okay. But it doesn't have like, so it has, does it have a standard Final Fantasy combat system? Not this active time battle shenaniganry? Welcome back, Silva. Oh, so it's a hack and slash? So it's like Legend of Zelda style, where you just like run around and slash things. Okay. Interesting. So is the Star Ocean just space, or is it some like ethereal like realm for them? Like the Star Ocean in the title, is that just space? So now that you mention it, since like I'm named after a constellation and I'm a star hunter, um doing some Star Ocean might be on brand for me. You liked it for the story more than anything. Okay. I don't know. I'll do some research whenever I have time. Okay. Well, depending on money and on the graphical requirements, um, I might play the new one when it comes out. Might play the new one depending on, like I said, the graphical requirements of it. If there's like a low spec mode, then I could probably do something there. Start with one. I thought you said that they weren't related. One on the SNES? How long are these games? Like, my Final Fantasy game, I was able to beat in 30 streams. I keep saying I'm going to introduce midday streams, but then, like, midday rolls around and I'm just like, bleh. About 20 hours. And that's for the first game. So with me, it'll probably stretch to 25. So that's like 12 streams. Because I always have to explore and find things. Oh no, Nekomaji. Did you save and then make a mistake that you couldn't undo? Oh no. Oh no, did that make it unwinnable, or were you stuck at a point where you just couldn't move forward and you just couldn't finish the game, Nekomaji? That's rough. Ah. So maybe I'll do the Star Ocean. You might have won me over. I don't do multiple things really well, which is funny because talking about like trying to stream is about playing while talking at the same time. Powerful mobs, they respawn, you go to the exit of the tower to get a shop, so if you get health potions, no way to kill them. In order to get out, you're stuck, gotta reload. Oh no. Did you eventually find a way out of it, Nekomaji, or did you have to give up? I mean, yeah, I was gonna say only if you made multiple saves. Like, your average gamer doesn't make multiple saves, even though we probably should just in case, because it doesn't. It's not like it takes up a bunch of data. Did you have multiple saves to pull from? Yep, the good old memory card. So what did you do, Nekomaji? Oh no! What did you do? You have us on the edge of our seats. You played it, so you started back from halfway through. You replayed through the back half of the game. Yeah, I can see that. Hearing horror stories like that makes me want to keep multiple save files just in case of everything I play. It's not like I share my gaming machine with anyone, so it's not like I'm gonna get my save files mixed up. So might as well keep them. Yeah. But like for modern day gaming, there's not really an excuse for that. Like we can like saving multiple save files is easy. Unless we're talking about games like Pokemon that don't give you the option to have multiple save files, which I still don't understand. Like, can someone explain that to me? Yeah, that makes sense, Nekomaji. What do you mean, Okusen? Are you talking about Star Ocean? The volume sliders are locked behind a missable in-game item? Oh, Pokemon. Oh, okay. Oh, the simple reason why we don't have multiple save files? Sorry, I lost track of my own tangent. Like, so bad game design is the only reason why we can't have multiple save files for Pokemon. When did they lock volume sliders behind a missable in-game item? When were there volume controls inside the game of Pokemon? Oh, in Sword and Shield? What? I haven't played any of the modern Pokemons because I don't have a Switch. Like, people keep telling me I need to get a Switch because it has all kinds of power, like all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, the Pokemon Company is quite kooky. But didn't they do something good with Legends of Arceus? Bay? Who's Bay? Is that one of the characters in Sword and Shield? Oh, Bay is the name of the Litten. Got it. Oh, Bay's a gym leader. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Bia. Fighting gym. Oh, wait. I think I've seen some stuff, some like animated shorts or whatever. With her in it. Is she the one that trains with her Pokemon? That like trains to become stronger and a better martial artist with her Pokemon? Is that the one where you see like her doing like workout routines with her Machop, Machoke, and Machamp? Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, this is the one. Oh, really? Was Sword and Shield the one where like you could make your Pokemon huge? Was that the one? where your Pokemon could be massive. Gigantamax. Yeah, that was the gimmick. I'm not playing anymore. What did you send me? I'm not playing any more YouTube clips. Oh, Gigantamax Eevee. Pokemon with hats. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I saw the motorcycle style Pokemon. And then I saw them in motion where they just walk and the wheels just kind of sit there above the ground. And I'm really hoping that's just what they do at slow speeds. Because I swear, if they look like motorcycles and they don't actually ride the wheels like motorcycles, I'm going to be slightly mad. Have any of you seen the video? The wheels don't move. So they just walk. So the motorcycle Pokemon don't actually ride like motorcycles. They literally just walk. Oh, okay. Okay. They run. Big whoop. They still don't ride. We need a steel type evolution. Steel type evolution when? Yeah, I think Nekomaji was talking about it. Something about Eevee and armor. I see fan art. Yes. Something about giving them a crystal coating that changes their type and giving them a special hat. Wasn't there a Mario game where Mario could throw his hat onto certain things and then take control of them? Wasn't that a Mario game? Yeah. Ah, that sounds funny, Nekomaji. Game Freak, we know you have the better other type evolutions, and we know that you're hoarding them all to yourselves. Oh really? What was the theory, Nekomaji? For the most part, I mean, Flareon had a decent regular attack. Okay. So all of the current EVs are only one category, so they'll never give us. Oh, so they don't want to break the pattern where they have all of the types associated with special attack. That's dumb. Give us more evolutions, Game Freak, you cowards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. The Reggies got new types? That's really weird. Weren't they like legendary creatures of some kind or something? I don't think I played the game with the Reggies that the Reggies were in. Interesting. A dragon Reggie? That sounds bizarre. Hold on. What's it called? That just looks weird. That's a good point, Okusen. It looks like its arms are the piece of this dragon skeleton. Yeah, I need to end too. I should have ended a half hour ago, honestly, but we got talking. We got talking and stuff just kept going. Anyway, I want to tell each and every one of you that... Okay, Okusen. Calm down. Alright, so I want to tell each and every one of you that I love each and every one of you, and I believe in you as well. I think you all are wonderful, amazing, outstanding, one of a kind, and important. I believe each and every one of you makes this world better just by being in it, and I want you to know that even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. Really understaffed for being the creators of the world's largest... Okay, Okusen. I want to say thank you to everyone, Okusen, Silva, Nekomaji, anyone else who was here watching the stream, and anyone who watches the VOD, because apparently people have been watching my VODs. I want you all to know that I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll keep doing streams. I'll keep streaming as long as you all are enjoying it. Like, if you all are enjoying the writing streams, I'll keep doing those. I'll try mixing in some gaming streams. I gotta look at my schedule and see how I feel once I get my new gaming desktop. So, for now, the writing streams will continue as we just keep chugging along with the story. But I want you always to remember the motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. Also, if you want to be kept up to date with what I'm doing, there's links to the Discord and to my there's links to the Discord and to my Twitter in the description below. If you ever feel the need to give to improve the stream or improve my life, there's links down below where you can give for that. Just know that'd be really appreciated right now as I'm in the middle of an upgrade, and that would be really, every little bit helps. And I think that this is something that makes my life better, which is why I keep doing it. Thank you for the star, Okusen. Have yourself a good night, everybody.